Hey boys and girls, Smitty here. Anyway, this is one of my latest bikes, and before we go much further, please subscribe, give thumbs up, tell others, and thank you. So this bike here is made totally from scratch. About the only thing I didn't make is the front wheel. Even the tire I made out of vacuum hose. So this is a bike that I call old school Ching Ching. And in the beginning, it's not my favorite style of bike, and yet I build all kinds of things, motorcycles most predominantly. And as we take a look at it here, it's important to understand that these are all kinds of parts that really don't belong together, and my artistic attempt is to make you think that maybe they do. And let's see if I've accomplished that. So what we're looking at here is a subframe that's made of windshield wiper spring wire, and it's a flat wire. And I start by making up the subframe that goes up underneath the tank up to the triple tree, and then I meet up with a lower subframe that goes underneath the engine and meets at the back axle. So we'll take a look at the tank here. It's all hand bent from one piece of metal, and it's an old school diamond style motorcycle tank. The handlebars are copper wire, and then I take for my handle grips, I use a smaller wire and wrap around the copper wire, and then slip a piece of shrink tubing over it and shrink it down to make up my handle grips. You come to the seat here, and we're looking at a cat food can pull tab that's been upholstered for a seat. And the reason I go into this much detail to inform you of what I'm making it out of is I want you to know that anybody can make these, and pretty much out of anything. So let's continue. So anyway, you're looking at exhaust there. It's carabiner bent into a flare tip that I made. Carburation is a flare tube you can get at your hardware store with a ferrule fitting to give it character. One of the reasons it's old school is you look at the kickstart there on the side. The engine block is actually sheet metal bent into a shape that creates like a doghouse engine block, and that gives the engine the 45-degree angle, but the cylinders are actually door pulls or cabinet pulls, and I mounted them to that engine block that's a doghouse shape. And if you look real close, I got two side panels that insert into the engine block, and I took a center punch and dimpled all the way around the circumference, and that gives the idea that they're screws that hold it on. You look at the primary belt, that's just a sunglasses strap made into a belt that gives the illusion that we have a solid belt that goes around the pulleys there. My back rim is not what it appears. It's a napkin holder from a dinner setting of a place or a table setting. And then I put spokes in it, and I take aluminum tape and make up my chrome wheel look. And for my tire, if you notice, it's got stitching along the side. And what I'm trying to show you with all this is you can make it out of anything. This is actually a woman's purse strap, and it makes an excellent back tire. Come up to the triple tree. Now that can get tricky. You got two pieces of metal, and I drilled 3 holes in them, actually 4 holes in it, And I use, for the uprights, I use two different types of metal, or pieces of metal. One is a fondue fork, and the reason I use that is because they have just the right shape to put a screw through and hold my lower triple tree swing arm. And then I run it up there, thread it, put a castle nut on top, and it may sound easy, it's not, to get them all parallel and looking like they're looking there. So then the upper part of the Springer front end is square stock that you get from barbecue skewers. And then to create the eye on the end of the stock, I took electronic wire ends and I crushed them around the square stock to become my front suspension. You look at the carabiner exhaust there. I have to create an illusion that it goes into something solid and creates the motorcycle in all its glory. And I won't go into that magic right now, but you can see it's possible to make it look like it does. Then if you look real close here, you're looking at the foot pegs, or pads you might say. They're backings from a pinch earring. Won't go into that too much either. So anyway, what I want you to take away from this is, out of nothing, most anybody that puts their time and effort and a little bit of thought and patience can come up with some awesome stuff. So let me know what you think, and until the next build, Smitty out.